300 million years ago. Before the age of dinosaurs, our planet belonged to creatures unlike anything we know today. In a world where oxygen filled the air in overwhelming abundance, life grew on a scale that seems almost impossible now. Forests stretched endlessly, towering ferns and giant trees rose like green cathedrals, shrouded in heavy mist. And within this world, monsters thrived. Not dinosaurs, but insects. Insects so enormous, so powerful, that if a human walked among them, survival would be nearly impossible. This was the Carboniferous world, a forgotten age where dragonflies were the size of hawks, millipedes stretched longer than a car, and amphibians were the first kings of the land. In these ancient jungles, shadows moved among the ferns. The air shimmered with the wings of Meganura, the giant dragonfly, its wingspan reaching more than 2 feet, slicing through the air as it hunted. On the forest floor, the ground trembled under the weight of Arthropleura, a millipede as long as a man. Imagine its armored body crawling slowly across the jungle floor, crushing leaves, vanishing into the fog. This was not just a forest, it was a kingdom of giants. Every buzzing wing was a predator, every shadow carried danger. As storms rolled across the swamps, lightning revealed the hunters of the night. Amphibians with jaws lined with teeth crept from the water onto land, hungry for prey. The clash of survival echoed through the forest. Giant insects filled the skies, amphibians ruled the rivers, and the ground belonged to the crawling titans. In this world, the line between life and death was razor thin.
300 million years ago, long before the reign of dinosaurs, long before humans, the Earth was unrecognizable. The air itself was heavier, thicker, filled with oxygen far beyond what we breathe today. This invisible force gave rise to giants, not in the form of reptiles or mammals, but in creatures we would least expect. Creatures that today hide under stones, buzz around our ears, or scurry through shadows. Back then, they were the monsters of the earth. This was the Carboniferous period, an age of colossal forests, endless swamps, and creatures that tested the very limits of life. Picture a land covered in towering trees, but not the trees we know today. These were giant ferns and club mosses stretching 100 feet into the sky, forming endless green cathedrals. Sunlight struggled to pierce the thick canopy. Mist clung to the ground, and storms rolled endlessly across the land. And in this strange, alien world, the insects rose to dominance. They filled the skies, the rivers, the forest floor. They grew to sizes so great that if a human stood here, they would be nothing more than prey. Above the swamps, Meganura soared, the dragonfly predator of nightmares. Its wings stretched wider than a hawk's. Its eyes were mosaics of 1,000 tiny lenses, each one detecting movement with terrifying accuracy. It hunted frogs, newts, even small amphibians, striking from the air with deadly speed. Imagine standing in the jungle, hearing the thunder of wings as a shadow passes above you. This was no fragile insect. This was a master of the skies. On the ground, another giant reigned supreme, Arthropleura, a millipede as long as a small car, armored in dark plates, hundreds of legs.
This strange kingdom of giants was fueled by the air itself. With oxygen levels nearly double what we breathe today, every creature grew to monstrous proportions. Dragonflies that hunted like hawks, scorpions the size of dogs, centipedes that could overpower reptiles, and spiders that spread across the forest floor like creeping shadows. Every rustle of the leaves, every tremor in the soil, every hum of wings in the mist was a reminder that danger was everywhere. Yet life thrived. Millions of years passed in this world of giants. Whole ecosystems rose and fell. Storms flooded the swamps, lightning split the skies, and fire consumed vast stretches of forest. But still, the insects and amphibians endured. They were survivors, adapted to a planet that seemed designed for titans. But even the strongest kingdoms are not eternal. Slowly, Earth began to change. Oxygen levels dropped. The climate shifted. The air that once gave power now became their downfall. One by one, the giants vanished. The dragonflies grew smaller, their wings no longer wide enough to dominate the skies. Arthropleura, the crawling titan, disappeared forever. Amphibians dwindled, making way for the reptiles that would one day give rise to the dinosaurs. The Carboniferous kingdom of monsters was collapsing, swallowed by time itself. But the story did not end. For even now traces remain. Every time you see a dragonfly hovering by the water, you see a shadow of Meganeura. Every time a millipede crawls across the forest floor, you glimpse the ghost of Arthropleura. The giants are gone, but their legacy lingers. A reminder that our world was once stranger, darker, and more dangerous than we can imagine. This was the world before dinosaurs, a world of colossal insects and creeping titans, a world where survival meant living in fear of the smallest creatures, grown into monsters. This was the rise of the giant insects.